Welcome to the Generational Wealth Podcast. Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion. Elon Musk has made history. Today, I'm going to show you why he did that and why ownership is so critical for you to create generational wealth. All I need you to do is smash that thumbs up button so that we can go ahead and get started with today's podcast. Thank you so much for everybody being on. Shout out to all of y'all that are just now joining. As always, make sure that you leave your name and your city below so that way I can shout you out and show you some love. Big shout out to everybody that has joined the 3 Keys to Financial Freedom Masterclass. As you guys know, that this is a free presentation that I put together showing you guys how to stop trading your time for money. That's right. You're out here watching all of these power players make big moves, and you're still trying to figure out how to get in the game. When you watch this masterclass that I put together, I'm showing you guys how I successfully created my own business and retired from corporate America. I show you what all wealthy people know about setting up multiple streams of income, because the truth of the matter is the average person only has one stream of income, which is their 9-to-5 job. But the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. So if you don't always want to work yourself into the ground for every dollar that you get, you need to check out that masterclass. I'm going to put the link in the comments below so that you can check it out. It's totally free, but it is designed to help you create generational wealth. I'm showing you how to do it. Let me put that up here for y'all right now. I see that y'all are on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad to see y'all in the comments. For those of you guys that are just now joining, we're talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter. This is a historic run. We know Elon Musk from Tesla and SpaceX. This is the guy that's now popping up on Netflix talking about putting rockets into outer space. But why did he buy Twitter, and what does this mean for you? We're going to talk about all of that tonight, so make sure that y'all tap in. For now, I was just telling you guys about the 3 Keys to Financial Freedom Masterclass so that you can make money beyond your fixed salary. Now, speaking of making money, I really want to encourage you guys to promote your business on my channel, because I'm so serious about you creating generational wealth that I will allow you to promote your business on my platform for free. All you got to do is leave me a comment. Let me know who you are and what business you're running. And I would love to give your content free promotion on my podcast. It's that real, y'all. And big shout out to all of the sponsors. Shout out to Yasha Allah. Shout out to LA for Life. Shout out to Juice. Shout out to Akaman. Everybody that helps to keep this channel on air. Now, some of you guys are watching for the very first time. Welcome. Some of you may be asking, what's a sponsor? A sponsor is someone who donates to the platform because they love the content and they want to see this show keep going. I spend a lot of time putting together these shows for you to take the next step up on the road to generational wealth. And if you want to see these shows increase, please make sure that you donate. All you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. And as always, whoever donates with the highest amount will be the official sponsor of tonight's podcast. All right. So, Leo, I've done enough talking. I've given y'all enough house rules. Let's get into the show. Elon Musk buys Twitter. Is this guy trying to take over the world? That's my question. Is this guy trying to take over the entire planet? Even Earth is not enough, because now this guy wants to set up life on Mars. Who is this guy? And why is it that every time you turn around, he's always in the news. I want to show y'all the reason why Elon Musk bought Twitter. Because some of y'all are thinking, how does a social media platform blend in with an electric car company and going out of space? I'm going to show y'all right now. I'm going to put this on the screen. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the CNN article on Elon Musk buying Twitter. It says right here, Elon Musk to buy Twitter in $44 billion deal. That's a lot of money. Twitter said Monday it has agreed to sell itself to Elon Musk in a roughly $44 billion deal that has the potential to expand the billionaire's business empire and put the world's richest man in charge of one of the world's most influential social networks. Now, guys, y'all know that whenever I go through these articles, we never read the whole thing. And I'm going to set a record for this podcast because the only thing that we're going to read is this first sentence right here. Twitter said Monday it has agreed to sell itself to Elon Musk in a roughly $44 billion deal that has the potential to expand the billionaire's business empire and put the world's richest man in charge of one of the world's most influential social networks. They said a lot right there. And I'm going to leave it at that and go to another article. This article, I'm going to show you guys what his motives were behind the purchase. Shout out to Lyra Texan. Shout out to Yanaya. Shout out to everybody that's on. If you're just now joining in, tonight we're talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter for $44 billion. More importantly than what Elon Musk is doing, I'm looking at the lessons from this to see how it can benefit you. I want to show you how you having your own empire is beneficial to you creating generational wealth. 4 things Elon Musk wants to change at Twitter. Musk struck a deal with the social media site to buy Twitter for roughly $44 billion. Tesla CEO Elon Musk wants the world to know change is coming to Twitter. Twitter said Monday it has reached a deal with Musk, who will buy Twitter for $54.20 a share in cash, valuing the influential social media site at $44 billion. The announcement came after Musk rejected a seat on Twitter's board with a 9.2% stake in Twitter. Musk is one of the company's largest shareholders. Twitter's deal with Musk has fueled speculation about what this could mean for the social media site's future. The sale initially seemed unlikely, but Twitter's board then reportedly began to take the offer more seriously after Musk revealed more details about how he would finance the potential purchase. Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy. Now, I'm going to just start getting on some of the high points. Right here, Elon Musk is motivated to buy Twitter because he wants to bring Twitter back to free speech. Now, we're not going to read the entire article because I'm not trying to put y'all to bed. But we're going to go over the 4 things that Elon Musk wants to change, and we're going to talk about how that gives us business lessons. We know that business ownership is one of the keys to wealth creation. And Elon Musk is not just buying Twitter out of the goodness of his heart. Elon Musk is buying this for a reason. We're going to go into the purpose on air. Now, let's talk about these 4. The first thing, tweak content moderation. What is and isn't allowed on Twitter is a subject Musk has been tweeting about since before he disclosed his stake in the company. At the end of March, for instance, Musk tweeted a poll inquiring whether users believe Twitter was protesting free speech. He said the poll results would be very important. Musk tweeted, "Free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle?" About 70% of 2 million respondents responded no. So most people on Twitter responded that Twitter doesn't allow for free speech communication. Now it's subject to a lot more control. That's the first reason that Elon Musk wants to get in on this. It says the First Amendment doesn't apply to private companies such as Twitter, which can create their own rules about what is allowed. In 2020, Agrawal, then Twitter's CTO, told MIT Technology Review the company's role is not to be bound by the First Amendment, but to serve a healthy public conversation. Now, one of the things that Elon Musk talks about is how not having a free speech platform undermines democracy. America is built on democracy. So what Elon Musk is trying to do is bring Twitter back to a platform where people can say what they want. Now we're going to move on to the second reason. The second thing that Elon Musk wants to change at Twitter is cryptocurrency scams. Cryptocurrency scams have been a thorn in Twitter's side, and they're a problem that has personally impacted Musk. Scammers have impersonated Musk using fake accounts on various social media sites in an effort to get people to give away cryptocurrency. In 2020, Musk's account was also among high-profile Twitter accounts that were hacked to push a Bitcoin scam. Now, for any of you guys that are in the crypto space, you know that Elon's tweets holds a lot of weight. A lot of cryptocurrencies were affected by what he had to say about different coins. For example, when Elon Musk had Tesla involved with Bitcoin, Bitcoin's value went up. When Elon Musk pulled out of Bitcoin, Bitcoin's value went down. When Elon started talking about Dogecoin, everybody and their mama was getting on board. When Elon Musk talks about different coins, things begin to take shape. So this is one of the reasons why he wants to buy Twitter, because he's looking to offset some of the impersonators that are trying to act like him. He doesn't want people speaking as his representative because he knows his word holds a lot of weight. Cryptocurrency is big, guys. And trust me, I'm just doing a first pass at these. I'm going to go deep on these points in a minute. The third thing that Elon Musk wants to do at Twitter is to release an edit button. For those of y'all that have been on Twitter, y'all know that once you put a tweet out there, there's no way that you can edit it. It says Twitter users have long asked for a way to edit their tweets for typos and other problems, but the highly requested feature hasn't been at the top of the company's priorities. Twitter did include a way to undo tweets as part of its Twitter Blue $3 a month subscription plan. Do any of y'all have that? I don't know how many people actually use Twitter on this platform, but I don't know too many people personally that pay to use it. On April 4th, Musk brought up the idea of an edit button again, tweeting another poll. "Do you want an edit button?" he tweeted, misspelling the words yes and no. More than 4 million votes were cast, with almost 3/4 supporting the idea. So you could see right here through this poll, Elon Musk purposely misspelled these words to point out to the poll responders how important the edit feature is. So he misspelled yes and he misspelled no. And the majority of the people that responded says, yes, Twitter should have an edit button. I don't know about y'all, but I hate using online communication platforms that do not allow you to edit. You know, a lot of times you'll be sending messages and things will get mispronounced because of autocorrect. Elon wants to fix this on Twitter. So now there's all this talk about, should Twitter have an edit feature? Shouldn't it? There were some people that were saying that the reason why it didn't have an edit feature is because sometimes people could put statements out in the air where some people will co-sign its original message, but if you edit it, who's to say that other people are still sponsoring that statement? For some of y'all that have used different social media platforms like Facebook and even YouTube, you'll notice that you're able to edit messages, but the original message might have been what you liked in the first place. So Twitter says they don't really want to change the edit button because they don't want the content to be swayed. Elon just bought it for $44 billion and said, nah, I'm changing this. So there's a lot of concern amongst people about if Elon owning Twitter is actually going to be good. They're wondering if it's going to be beneficial because they know that Elon makes radical moves and a lot of people are afraid of some of the change that could take place. I even saw a comment earlier today from an NAACP leader who's concerned that Elon Musk making the platform so free speech could actually open a door for a lot of hate speech from various people and groups, and that in turn can cause problems to different minorities. We just got to see how this thing is going to play out. But the next and fourth reason why Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter and make changes is to open up Twitter's algorithm. Now, a lot of you guys may not know what an algorithm means. An algorithm, in plain terms, is the thing that makes the social media work the way that it works. So when you go on your Facebook account, some posts will be at the top. That's determined by the algorithm. The algorithm decides which posts it thinks you'll like the most. Same thing on YouTube. You've got millions of videos that are released on YouTube every single day. Why don't you see all of those millions? Because YouTube has an algorithm that determines which videos will be first, second, third, and fourth on your feed. Now, the purpose of an algorithm is to keep you on the platform. They don't want you to look at things that they think you won't like, because if that's the case, you're going to get off the website. These platforms want you to consume them as much as possible. So the algorithms are designed to keep you on board. Something to think about for all of y'all that spend a lot of time on social media. When these companies are engineered, it's engineered to keep you addicted to them 24/7. And that's something that you need to know if you want to thrive in this digital age. Real quick, let me pause. Let me see where y'all are at in this conversation. Shout out to my brother Aaron B. Happy to see you back on, King. Aaron asked, do you think Elon Musk will buy Google or Facebook in the future? I don't know, but you really can't put anything past Elon Musk. I think that when it comes to Google, I think that Google would be so expensive and hard to get, it may be difficult for him to acquire. I think he may want to buy other companies that could potentially rival it, but I don't know if I would bet on him actually taking over Google or Facebook because these platforms are so big. Now, the thing about Twitter is Twitter, it's a social media platform that's up there, but it's not at the very top. When you talk about Google, Google is the largest search engine in the world. So that would be hard to acquire. Facebook, they have over 3 billion users on the platform. So I think that Elon Musk got on Twitter because it's a platform that's big enough to have global reach, but it's not too big to buy. He was able to buy it because the CEO, Jack Dorsey, actually stepped away from Twitter because he was seeing that it was going in a direction that he himself didn't prefer. So I think this was an opportunity for Elon Musk to step in at the right time, especially based upon some of the criticism that Twitter has received after Donald Trump was censored off the platform. I think that this is a lot about the opportunity of the moment than just being able to buy any random company. But now I'm going to go back real quick to the article. And I see all of y'all on. Once again, shout out to Aaron, shout out to Yanaya, shout out to Lyra, shout out to Ariel, shout out to Creativity. Good to see all of y'all on. Tonight, we're talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter for $44 billion. What that means for you as you focus on ownership to build wealth. Okay. So now I want us to look back at this article. Okay. Why did Elon Musk buy Twitter and what is he looking to change on the platform? He wants to change Twitter's algorithm. It says social media users have complained that algorithms control their lives, enticing them to spend more time on Twitter, Facebook, and other platforms. Some Twitter users prefer to see tweets in chronological order. Now, Aaron, I want you to remember your question because I'm actually going to speak about that more as we go through the show. I think that you're going to like what I got to say. In March, Twitter rolled back a change that would show the algorithmic feed by default after user complaints. Musk has suggested Twitter could make the algorithm open source. In other words, what that means is Elon Musk wants the software behind Twitter to be open to the public to be able to edit. He doesn't want it to be controlled by a select few. Musk didn't specify what that would entail, but open source software is freely available and can be altered. He posed the idea in a March 24th poll. About 83% of 1 million respondents said yes. Jack Dorsey, who started Twitter, appeared to endorse the results, tweeting, "The choice of which algorithm to use or not should be open to everyone." Okay, so one of the things that's been going on lately is the founder of Twitter has actually been backing some of Elon Musk's tweets. Elon Musk has had some of the most open criticism towards the platform, and that's the reason why it was so appealing to see him buy Twitter to change it the way that he wants it to go. And so that's the article in a nutshell. I want to give my take so that way y'all know the real deal. Okay. Ariel just says, good point. I didn't think about that, but I could see him buying a smaller company that could rival Google. Aaron said, perhaps Yahoo. LOL. Let's talk about this. Y'all are in my head tonight. I think y'all are starting to get how I think when we do these shows. Okay. Elon Musk is on a path for world domination. Elon Musk is not an entrepreneur. Elon Musk is a conqueror. His plan is to take over the world And that's the reason why he bought this platform. Now, see, a lot of y'all will read these articles and it'll just say, oh, he wants to change the code in Twitter. And if you want, that can work for you. You want to stay the blind man in society, then you put your blinders on. But if you're really in the know, you know that if you've been watching Elon Musk for an extended period of time, this dude is trying to take over the universe. He's not even just trying to take over planet Earth. This dude is trying to set up life on Mars, got rockets going out to the moon. This guy wants to conquer the world. And why do I say he wants to conquer the world? Because he seeks to control the top of the industry in transportation, communication, and commerce. These are all major areas of civilization. Guys, the way that you get around through transportation, that determines what you'll be able to do, what you'll be able to accomplish. Elon Musk has the #1 electric car company in the world. Elon Musk has a car company that's worth more than Ford and a lot of other different companies combined. He's a dominator within that space. And remember, y'all know one of the big SAT words that I always tell you about in these podcasts. I always tell you about the word ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means a product that goes out to everybody, billions of people. He's not just coming up with something for one or two individuals. He's coming up with technology to change the world. He's looking to dominate in transportation, which is how people get around. Commerce, which is why he bought PayPal, which is why he set up PayPal and then sold the shares of it. And also communication. Guys, communication runs the world. How do you know that I exist? A communication platform. How do many of you function at your jobs? Through communication platforms. Communication is the way of the world. And he's trying to get control of large pieces of the board. See, Elon Musk is even getting into robotics. He was talking about that on Joe Rogan. He also talked about coming up with a chip that could get put in people's brains. See, y'all got to understand, man, some of these entrepreneurs, it ain't just about the money. Some of these guys are trying to take over the world. And that's the reason, like Lupe said, we got to read between the lines. You got to start to see certain moves that entrepreneurs make and say, wait a minute, I'm seeing a pattern. You know, it's one thing to just own one company and make money from that. But when you start owning and buying out all of these different companies, you got to ask yourself, what's this guy's MO? Elon Musk is on a mission to take over the world. And this is why he's been in pursuit of being the world's richest man. Because he knows that if he has more money than anybody else, he has an opportunity to leverage power more than anybody else. In this world, the way that this world is designed, it takes money to change things. And that's what Elon Musk is trying to do. He's trying to change the way that you travel. He's trying to change the way that you communicate. He's trying to change the way that you exchange money. That's the reason why he's getting on Twitter, so that way he could have more of a stake in cryptocurrency. Y'all got to realize, if you can control some of these things, you have a lot of power. And I want to show you one of the reasons why Twitter was such a power move. Twitter is a power move because it's all a part of his domination. He has domination through ownership. He wants domination on Earth, domination in space, and domination underground. That's the reason why he has a company specifically to set up underground tunnels exclusively for his cars. This man, he's maniacal about this. I'm telling you, Elon Musk, he don't take days off. He doesn't own a house. He doesn't get caught up in the same thing that everybody else gets caught up in, because he's on a mission to conquer the world. It's not just about business. Business is just the filter that he uses for a global conquest. See, back in the day, you had guys like Napoleon. They was trying to kill you. Elon Musk, he's not trying to conquer through the sword. He's trying to conquer through a dollar. He's trying to conquer through global intelligence. There are different ways that men seek power in this world. I'm just keeping it a buck. Some of y'all may not believe it, but just watch the signs. And that's the reason why you've been seeing a lot of his stuff lately on Netflix. Now, let me throw this out there as well. Let me tell you the reason why Elon Musk is getting Twitter. And I want y'all to know something. When we talk about this world domination thing that Elon Musk is on, that should really make you aware of the fact that most of us here just for play. Elon Musk, he wants full control and power. You know, a lot of us, we're just trying to keep food in the refrigerator. We just want to cut the TV on and kick our feet up. This dude wants absolute control. And I'm going to show you the reason why Twitter is one step closer towards getting the control that he seeks. Oh, look at what Yanaya said. He will have more power than the president. Absolutely. I mean, look at what happened during the Trump election. The people that had the most power wasn't the president when it came to communication. It was the people that had power over the platforms. You had guys like Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey who had more power and influence than the president of the United States. I want y'all to follow what I'm saying. This game has changed. See, back in the day, men desired to take on the office of the president because that made them the leader of the free world. Whatever they said is how things went. But now even the president is subject to the leaders of communication. If the leaders of Twitter decide they don't want the president to talk, the president won't be able to talk. If the leaders of social media decide that they want to push a certain agenda, then that's what they're going to do. So we got to see there's a shift in power. And Elon Musk is trying to sew the game up. I see you right here. Lupe, you said he's like real life Pinky in the Brain trying to take over the world. Absolutely. This guy is trying to do things unheard of, things that we have never seen. Like I said, there used to be conquerors like Napoleon and Alexander who would go out and conquer parts of the world. Elon Musk, he's using his mind as a weapon. He doesn't need to get out there and use a physical sword for bloodshed. He's going to dominate and overthrow through business. And Jeff Bezos, he tried to do the same thing. Don't get it twisted. These guys, a lot of us live life just for fun. These guys are living life for power, operating on a mission, okay? Lupe also said, one of my high school teachers used to always say, follow the money. Aaron says, money equals power equals change. Hey, we may not like it, but that is the way of the world. Now, back to what we were talking about. What are the reasons why Elon Musk added Twitter to his portfolio? Let's look at this article. 9 reasons why Twitter is really good. Okay. We're looking at this in reverse, y'all. Make sure that y'all smash that like button. Make sure that y'all donate so that way we could keep this show on air. Number one, Twitter is user friendly. See, it's on your phone and it's easy to navigate. Number two, Twitter allows you to follow the latest news and trends. So if you want to know what's going on in the world, you can go through Twitter to find out. Now imagine you had control over all of these things. Billions of smartphones. You've got a standard app that educates people on what's happening in the world and what is not. This is control over the media. Guys, I want y'all to understand something. Some of the biggest platforms of control in this life is through social media, education in schools, and back in the day, it used to be church. A lot of people don't go to church as much as they did from days before. But the churches were known to be a place of large influence for communication. If you put your message out through that platform, a lot of people would digest it. But that's the reason why you would see people getting in the newspapers, etc. These guys are in industries where they can have a lot of pull. And now we see Twitter allows you to not only communicate, but also stay on top of current events. Twitter lets you be part of different communities, right? This is one of the reasons why they'll have different hashtags. They're trying to segment audiences by particular topics that people want to know about. Also, it helps you filter by location. Now, Twitter is a great source for funny content. You know, a lot of people get on there and speak their truth. It gives them an opportunity. I don't like that statement, by the way, but I'm putting it out there right now because it's the best way to describe what it is that I'm getting at. You know, sometimes people will say I'm speaking my truth and they'll use it perverted because whatever the truth is the truth. But that's a whole different rant. I know some of y'all going to comment and probably troll that I said that. But I'll speak on my thoughts on that at a later time. Twitter gives you an opportunity to be able to get on the platform and in 140 characters, now 280, you can type what's on your mind. And people will resonate with that. People will be entertained. They'll be provoked. People are able to really strongly communicate through this platform. Another thing about Twitter is that Twitter, now let me stay on number 4 real quick. When you read Twitter is a great source for funny content, translation, entertainment. Entertainment runs the world. Let's keep it a buck, guys. How many people are looking to get on a podcast about self-improvement at 9 p.m.? Not as many as people that's trying to check out a music video. People are driven by entertainment more than anything else. People want to watch movies. People want to watch sports. People are always looking for entertaining things to distract them from life. And that's why if you can control entertainment, you can control the masses of the people. Number 5, Twitter has content for all age groups. So Elon is able to cast a wide net. There's content that can go out for kids, content that can go out for young adults, content that could go out to senior citizens. You had Donald Trump on there using Twitter. Twitter is for everybody. Also, you get to learn about new places and new cultures. You get to learn different niche skills on Twitter. So it's also an avenue for education. Guys, the reason why Elon Musk brought this platform is because it gives him an opportunity to control a wide audience that will learn and consume a lot of things. This is one of the biggest positions of power. See, I want y'all to understand something. Why do you think Donald Trump had such a strong campaign when he ran for president the first time? He was so ahead on social media. Hillary Clinton did not have the same kind of social media outreach that Donald Trump had. And lo and behold, Donald Trump got elected as president. The reason why it was so controversial for him to get taken off of Twitter is because he had built up such a massive following. So y'all got to understand, like the same way that people would have had power in money, social media is also a currency. So if you control the currency of social media communication, you have a lot of power in the modern world. You have access to an outlet that allows people to communicate from Los Angeles all the way to London. Twitter, number 8, Twitter is a place to showcase talents online. These, so many different things. Number 9, Twitter is a space to establish professional authority. So I want you guys to think about the range of opportunities that Twitter offers. Twitter is what you make it. It could be a place for talking to friends. It could be a place for learning new skills. It could be a place of finding news. It could be a place of entertainment. You can talk to young adults. You can talk to old. Elon Musk will have control over all of this. This is the reason why it was a great addition to what he already has. He already is controlling the number one automobile corporation in the world. Now he's about to control one of the top communication platforms in the world. Remember back in the day when y'all's parents used to get the yellow pages and they thought that that was the way to find out about different business? Now everything is on social media. It's all on Twitter. So now Elon Musk, notice, every time you see society shifting, Elon Musk is always at the forefront. When automobiles went from gas to electric, Elon at the forefront. When people started going from exchanging money in person to exchanging money on the internet, who was at the forefront? Elon, through PayPal. When it comes to all this space travel that Jeff Bezos is trying to do from Amazon, Richard Branson, who owns Virgin Airlines, who is at the forefront of putting people in outer space? Elon Musk. Elon Musk is trying to look at some of the major avenues of life and get out front to dominate the world. And some of it may be his own need for world domination, but another part of it is just using innovation. For a lot of y'all, you could see where society is going, and some people become consumers while other people become producers. Some people can see, okay, technology is going here, and instead of them wanting to buy the latest technological gadget, they say, hey, I'm going to create the social media platform myself. I'm going to create the technological gadget myself. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to do it. Elon Musk is dominating because he's always getting out front in major industries. And that's something that we have to consider when it comes to generational wealth. When you try to build your business, you don't want to be the 1,000th person within an industry. there's a lot of benefits to being a front runner. Look at what Lupe said. She said, we saw the same thing with Bill Gates and that you know what word. Because YouTube is regulated, I can't say that. Otherwise, I'll get the boot off the channel. And that's one of the things that I want us to think about when it comes to why Elon Musk is doing this. Again, controlling media and communication. If you have control over a communication outlet, you have a lot of power. And one of the things that Elon Musk is attempting to do with his power is to improve free speech. Now, this is a major advantage in a world where everybody is being canceled. And guys, one of the things that I want y'all to think about is how many new supporters are going to be drawn to him. The word's going to get out there. Hey, Elon Musk owns Twitter. Now we can finally have a free speech platform. There's going to be people that's going to get out there and test the limits. And if they're able to get away with certain things that they can't get away with on these other platforms like Instagram and Facebook, then they're going to go all in. They're going to be avid supporters of Elon Musk, and that is only going to build up his reputation. This man already has a tremendous following. Now, think about this, guys. How does this apply to how we can create generational wealth? Okay, Elon Musk wants to take over the world. Okay, for him. What does that mean for you? What this means for you is that when you start to build a business, you want to build your business based on a competitive advantage. You want to do things differently from what everybody else is doing. So when you look at Elon Musk, for example, while everybody else is cracking down on their guidelines, Elon Musk is going towards creating a free speech platform. He wants it to not only kind of loosen all of the restrictions around the speech, he wants to give people access to the algorithm so it can be altered. He's going different than all of the major platforms because he understands that standing out is the key to success. Having a competitive advantage is the key to generational wealth. Guys, it's as simple as this. If your business is the exact same as every other business, what's the point of you having a business? Why would people pay you money? People are only going to pay you real money if you offer something different from the status quo. And guess what? People want different. That's the reason why there were so many people egging Elon on to get this company. We got to see there's opportunity when you can branch out and just do the exact opposite of what everybody else is doing. A lot of you guys are thinking about starting up these businesses and you're wondering, man, what idea can I bring to the table? Just look at how every other company is doing things and then ask yourself, what are the patterns and how can I do the exact opposite? These are all takeaways that we get when we study the habits of successful people. Now, the next thing that I want us to talk about is this cryptocurrency. Elon Musk is getting on Twitter. And I don't know how many of you guys know this. Twitter is one of the primary communication platforms for cryptocurrency. You know the reason why Twitter is one of the best platforms for all things cryptocurrency? Because Twitter is going to beat out YouTube for delivering info that happens in a split second. See, for a content creator like myself, I've got to take the time to research, come up with video, find the right time to produce my content. Twitter, the minute that you know something, you could put it out in a minute or less. That's so powerful because when you're investing, you need up-to-date information. So cryptocurrency investors want to know, hey, what's going up right now? They don't want to wait for a YouTube content creator to put all of the information out tomorrow They want the information right that then in the split second. Elon Musk knows this. Y'all think he don't know this? Y'all think Elon Musk, in all of the following that he has with people that have invested in crypto, you think Elon don't know this is the main place that so many crypto investors are going to make purchase decisions. This man is about to control the platform that dominates purchase decisions for cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency, digital currency, is the wave of the future. Guys, I'm trying to open your eyes. Get out of the Stone Age. People are not talking about the dollar like that anymore. The dollar is going down by the second. Elon Musk knows that cryptocurrency is the wave of the future. That's the reason why he's getting in front of it, not only by investing in different cryptocurrencies, but by also controlling the platforms where cryptocurrency investment talk is being communicated. He will have more control. And when you have more control, you have more influence. When you have more influence, you have more power. You have the ability to change situations. See, this is chess, not checkers. A lot of us, we only think about talking to people on social media. The elites in the top 1%, they're trying to run social media because that's where the money is. Now, next, I want you guys to notice Elon Musk was doing polls on Twitter because he wants to show you that he's following customer feedback. This is one of the most important ways to build your business. Guys, I want you to think about some of the biggest companies that you hate. One of the reasons why you probably hate them is because they don't listen to their customers. They probably do business however they want. They probably have things that are extremely annoying and difficult. But as much as you want to tell them, change this and change that, they don't care at all. The only thing that they're focused on is getting to the money. When you study some of the top companies in the world, they're always focusing on customer feedback. That's the reason why Amazon offers reviews. Why do you think that Jeff Bezos made one of the top companies in the world? How do you think he was able to do that? One of the ways he was able to leverage it was through customer feedback, because he knows if you can get enough people talking about what's right about this and what's wrong about this, from a business perspective, that means for everything that somebody is saying is right, make more units of that and sell it. Everything that somebody is saying is wrong, take that out and people will like your business more. You must capitalize on customer feedback. So for those of you guys that are looking to take this and have it as something tangible in your business, offer customer surveys, run polls for yourself. You do not need to think of everything on your own. Your customers and your audience will tell you what they want. You could set up your business to where you don't even have to think about the next thing that you want to offer in your company. You just listen to your customers and they'll tell you what to come up with. And it's a sure win. Why? Because they're telling you what they will buy. This is when you get the feedback specifically from customers who've already paid. If you're just going off any Joe Blow who ain't never put $1 in your pocket, they could give you bad feedback because it doesn't necessarily mean that they will buy what you have to offer. See, these are all very important business tactics that most people take for granted. What's the reason why Netflix is suffering? They've lost billions of dollars because they don't listen to their customers. They're not taking in the feedback. If they did a better job of taking in more feedback, they would be in a better place to change their position. Elon Musk is doing this because he wants to leverage the mass consumer. He wants to know how to truly dominate the world. Let me check these comments real quick. Lupe says, this makes me think of the dumb challenges on social media and how they have some kind of hidden agenda. Could be. Hey, the media is very powerful. A lot of us, we base our clothing as well as the perception of ourselves off of the media. Elon Musk knows this. It is a perfect platform for him to control. Now, let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about this algorithm, okay? When he gives up the algorithm as open source to the people, it empowers the people rather than the platform. There are so many of us that rack our brains every day trying to figure out how these platforms truly work. So I'll give you guys an example. Some of you guys may have excellent content that you want to present on YouTube. But if you don't understand the algorithm, there's no way that your message will truly resonate. Have you guys noticed that when I talk about certain topics, it may get more or less attention than others? That's because I'm speaking on things that change the algorithm. The algorithm will say, well, hey, you know what? If you talk about this, you might get a little bit more feedback. But if you talk about this other stuff, people won't want it. So they're not going to promote your video content, even though it's helpful. And I might got to rant about this just for a little bit. I want y'all to notice on my channel, a lot of the videos where I'm directly giving people game, they won't watch as much. I've done videos on this channel telling people the best businesses to start in 2022, how to set up passive streams of income, how to invest in real estate, how to master your social media marketing. I've come up with over 300 videos based upon business development. But do you know what really grabs people's attention? Whenever I'm talking about these celebrities, and then I put my content in there. The YouTube is designed in such a way through its algorithm where I have to hide the broccoli with the cheese. But a lot of you guys might be wanting to post stuff and you're like, man, why am I putting it out? Nobody's liking it. Why am I putting it out? Nobody's watching it. It's because you don't control the algorithm. So the way to imagine the algorithm is it's like you are trying to speak to a brick wall. If the algorithm is not working in your favor, no matter how much you talk, the brick wall ain't talking back. But if you do things in favor of the algorithm, then guess what? It's going to open you up to a wide audience. That's the reason why you'll watch some videos on YouTube and they'll get millions of views, because there are things within the algorithm that pushes their content out to more users. Hence the reason I'm always begging y'all, smash the like button if you like this channel. These content creators are not just saying that for the hell of it, y'all. When you smash the like button, that tells YouTube that people enjoy this. If nobody's smashing the like button, they're like, YouTube's like, well, I guess nobody watches it. Nobody cares. I'm going to push this video down and I'm going to push this Miley Cyrus video up. I'm going to push this Lizzo video up. I'm going to push this Cardi B video up. That's why if you want to have any kind of say in your media, the best things for you to do, smash the like button, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can get alerts, and donate, because these are the things that keeps these platforms on air. But you know what the masses do? They'll support a ton of nonsense and BS. And then there will always be a segment of people in society and say, wow, why is it that you go on social media and there's a lot more fighting than there is informative content? Wow, why is it that you get on Instagram and you see a lot more twerking than you do nice looking monuments? The reason is because the masses promote this and they don't even know that they're promoting it that heavy. But it's the subtle things that you do on social media that makes all the difference. So with that being said, tonight we're talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter for $44 billion. If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure that you smash the like button and please make sure that you share this on your social media platforms. So that way, very informative content can go out to the masses on how to create financial freedom. This is about generational wealth. You're learning the secrets on how to build a legacy that you can pass down to future generations. And y'all see, the thing about this is Elon Musk knows this, but he has not built his career off of telling other people how to do it. The dumb guys like myself, we're the ones that try to do that for the masses of the people. We're the ones that are silly enough to try to show people how to change their personal finances, to change their family, while the rest of YouTube is out here watching cat videos. If you enjoy the content, make sure that you support. Make sure that you tap that dollar icon. All you got to do is press that super chat button directly below the live chat. Any donation that you make goes a long way towards supporting this channel. Now, again, we've talked about the algorithm. We've talked about customer feedback. We've talked about cryptocurrency. I've given you guys different examples of best practices that you can apply in your business. But now I want us to think about this from a different angle when it comes to you. This is the Generational Wealth Podcast, so it's only right that we talk about money. Not anybody can buy Twitter. You need a lot of money and you need a lot of influence. Don't think that Elon Musk is the only person on the planet that wanted to buy Twitter. When you see guys competing to buy teams in the NFL and even these social media outlets, it always comes down to the money and the networking. I want you guys to think about this when it comes to your investing, because people always talk about investing, but they never talk about how much prep goes into investing effectively. When I'm talking about investing on this particular podcast, I'm talking about doing things that the big dogs are doing, making big boy moves. I'm not talking about, okay, yeah, I got $5 and ooh, the Acorn app allows me to put $5 that I was going to spend on a Big Mac into some random stock. No, the big dogs don't invest that way. I'm trying to show you guys the things that the top 1% do, because society is constantly shifting between the haves and the have-nots. I want you to be among the haves, so that way you can protect you and your family. The have-nots are going to be pushed out of many of the benefits of society. You've seen that by everything that's happened with the gas prices. You've seen in this year alone how many people are having to make lifestyle changes because they can no longer afford it. They can no longer keep up with the life that they used to live. So when we talk about these investors, I'm talking about real deal investors. You need to have the right preparation of your network and your capital. And that does not happen overnight. You've got to make the right moves. And see, here's another thing that a lot of us don't talk about enough. How are you going to get the funding for your big moves? Did anybody notice When we read the articles, the Twitter board said they didn't take Elon Musk seriously when he first talked about buying Twitter because they didn't know how he was going to finance it. Guys, this is a man that's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Why did the Twitter board not think that he was serious? Because a lot of billionaires and millionaires don't keep that much money in cash. They have all of their money in appreciating assets. This needs to be crystal clear. See, a lot of you guys think, well, Elon Musk, he's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Why would have he needed to get financing through a bank for a $44 billion investment? That's because rich people don't keep all of their money in liquid cash. Rich people are putting their money in business, in stocks, in real estate, in things that appreciate in value. So if you're still stuck on, oh man, well, I'm not really a millionaire unless I have $1 million in the bank, that's stupid. No real millionaire is going to have $1 million US in a checking account because the dollar is getting weaker by the day. Have y'all not seen that we're at an 8% inflation rate over the past year? They got to have their money working for them. But see, there's a difference between people that talk about it versus the people that are actually doing this. And this is the reason why I'm so passionate about educating the culture, because we're stuck on a lot of myths. A lot of people that have money only have enough money in their checking account to pay for their regular bills. I've said this multiple times. I own over $1 million worth of real estate alone. And I don't put my money in my checking and savings account on that level. I'm going to take the excess of my money and I'm going to reinvest it in my business. I'm going to invest it in the stock market. I'm going to invest it in cryptocurrency. I'm going to put it in real estate and other appreciating assets so that my money can grow along with it. Because I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth. $1 million may sound like a lot of money, but $1 million is not what it used to be. Speak to anybody that's a millionaire and they will tell you the same thing. A lot of the stuff that y'all process about millionaires now, you got to have more millions to add on to live the life that a millionaire from back in the day used to live. This is the reason why you must invest. You must have money that you're putting towards other things outside of the bank account. But let's talk about where you're going to get the funding. The same way that Elon Musk had funding to buy Twitter, you got to think about the funding that's needed for you. In order to get good funding, you got to have good credit. You got to have a track record of success, because nobody is trying to lend a lot of money to someone who has not proven that they know what to do with it. See, this is another big community problem. A lot of us, we're just begging somebody for a handout. We're begging somebody for a chance. Hey, man, I watch your content. I think it's great. Can you loan me $1 million? No. Because I don't know what you would do with $1 million. I don't know. Well, show me what track record you've had of taking money and reproducing with it. How did you take a loan that you were given before and doubled that money? Show me your last 3 business ventures that were a success. These are going to be the questions that goes into any investor that you work with. But if you don't have the credit, if you don't have the track record, and if you don't have the network, it's going to be very hard to play this game. It will be very easy to get pushed out because you don't have the leverage to get your foot in the door. Guys, what I'm telling you right now, this is $1 million content. When you study the wealthiest people in the world, like Elon Musk, they don't show up to the table empty-handed. When Elon Musk says, I want to buy Twitter, he first becomes worth $200 to $300 billion first before he offers to buy Twitter, so that when he goes to the bank, he can actually get the financing for $44 billion. Obviously, they're going to loan it to him because he's already had a proven track record of success of making hundreds of billions of dollars in a short amount of time. You guys got to know how to play this game. And see, here's the thing. There are so many of us that get more caught up in the number than in the principle. I'm not telling you guys you got to work your way up to being in the billions. I'm saying you have to understand the mentality of how this works. It doesn't matter if you're looking for funding of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, or even billions of dollars. The formula at the fundamental level is largely the same. Before somebody lends you money, you need to display good character, that you've had other experiences with money and you've used it in the right way. If you don't have these experiences and built up your credit, you're not asking for an investor. You're asking for charity. I've been on both sides of the coin, guys. Born in South Central LA. I know what it's like to ask for money and not get it. I know what it's like to beg for these different opportunities to come my way, and I get told no because I didn't have my ducks in a row before I went to the table. Nobody is going to give you anything in this life. The bank does not lend money to people who really need it. This is an economic strategy to where when you come to that table, you got to already express, show me how you bring value to this table. Show me how, okay, if I give you this opportunity, what will you do for me? This is the dog-eat-dog society that we live in. I didn't make this game. I just understand the rules, and I want to show you so that you know how to play by them. Some of you guys, you got million and billion-dollar ideas. You're extremely creative, but because you don't understand the business side of things, that's the reason why your venture will never take off. Don't take these podcasts for granted, y'all. Every night we're giving out the gems on how to really do this. And I can safely say that because I've done it as the living proof. If you're going to get the investing, you got to know all of the right prep work before you ever come to the table. And one of the biggest ways that you guys can do this in your personal life is when it comes to investing in property. See, when you want to invest in real estate, they're going to ask you, okay, well, what's your credit score? If you don't have a certain credit score, you won't even be able to get a loan. Remember what happened when things started popping off with the lockdowns back in 2020? When that started happening, Chase Bank said you could not get a loan on a house unless you had over 700 credit score and a 20% down payment. Don't believe me? Look it up. This stuff takes prep work, y'all. I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, will you guys give me a house? Yes. Yes, kind sir. Yes, kind young black man, kind Negro. You seem like you can speak well. Here is a house in Austin, Texas. It did not work that way. In fact, if anything, it worked to the opposite. I'm trying to get prime real estate in North Austin, and they're looking at me like, who the hell are you? Who do you think that you are, some young black man coming to step in this affluent community and think you about to buy something? I have to bring the results to the table in order to be taken seriously. And that's the same thing that you guys got to do, man. There's so many people within our community who are just trying to work their way in through emotions and guilt tripping. You're not going to emotionally guilt trip your way into being $1 million man. You've got to work for it by the sweat of your brow, but you got to know the business. You got the talent, but you got to know the business. And when we talk about buying real estate property, you got to know your credit score. You got to know what your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax numbers are long before you start talking to a bank. You see, a lot of people, they don't start learning this process until they're already speaking to a lender, and then they're disappointed because they can't buy the things that they want to get. You don't need to do life like that. Long before you show up to the big dance, you need to be prepared. You need to be planning out your steps. You need to know your credit score. You need to have money set aside. You know, you don't always have to have money in every case for real estate. You can buy real estate with no money down. But again, there's a way that you can game the system and feel like you're getting one over. And then there's what the big dogs do. Elon Musk, he ain't buying Twitter for no money down. Warren Buffett, he's not buying shares of Coca-Cola for no money down. The reason why we try to resort to that is because we often want the easy way out. We're going to have to sacrifice ourselves to get to the top, y'all. Real estate, credit, money set aside. The next thing that they're going to ask for if you're dealing with a standard bank is show me the past 2 years of your tax returns. So if you have not been preparing for your success 2 years in advance, it will be easy for you to get pushed away. See, a lot of times we only want to seize opportunities in the moment that we think about it. But when you see all of these power players, I'm talking about these world dominators. These are guys that think in long year plans. What do I mean when I say long year plans? Some of you guys talk about theories where presidents are handpicked. If presidents are being handpicked, they're not just thinking about it in the moment. They're thinking about who's going to be the guy long before he's put in office. And when empires are established, it takes time. When the wall of China was built, it took hundreds of years to build it. It had to be somebody who had a mind to say, I'm not going to see this in my lifetime, but in hundreds of years from now, this is what's going to set up our dynasty. You got to be a forward thinking, but it takes a lot of planning and preparation. And the things that stop us from creating generational wealth like others is instant gratification. The need to feel the lap of luxury right there in the moment rather than delaying for a later time. We want big things, guys, but are we putting money towards assets or liabilities? We say, man, I wish I could buy Twitter. But are you putting your money towards assets to be in a position to buy Twitter? Or are you spending all of your money that could be going towards Twitter on cars and clothes? These are all things, guys, that you need to think about. Think about Elon Musk. I did a video about him last week. I did a show. If you like this show, go and watch that one about Elon Musk also. The title of the show was What Elon Musk Knows About Generational Wealth. In that podcast, I showed you that this man is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and he doesn't even own a house. He couch surfs through different friends' homes as he travels the world. He's putting his money in other places. See, the things that we've been taught to get, because our purchases is just based upon marketing. We've been taught, oh yeah, you know what? Buy these nice clothes and that'll make you look good. It'll make you look like you're important. But yet you look at some of the richest people in the world and it look like they shop at Walmart or Goodwill. We've been duped. There's a way that the rich are taught to think, and then there's everybody else. So if you really want to get in this game, you got to know how the game works. It was not meant for everybody to know how to play this game. Some people benefit off the game and some people get pimped off the game. And you got to decide which person that you want to be. So let me take a quick pause on that. Let me look at these comments. All right, y'all, we getting more comments. For those of y'all that are just getting on, make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure that y'all support the channel. Tonight, we're talking about how Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion. Yanaya says that's not good. He can produce fake news through Twitter. Somebody gonna do it. Yanaya also says in 2022, the inflation rate of Bitcoin is below 2% and decreasing with each passing block. We got to think about where society is going. That's the reason why Elon is trying to get out in front of this. I'm going to put my link for y'all to cam up just in case y'all want to speak more about this. Let me know why y'all think that Elon Musk bought Twitter. And while we're talking about it, I want y'all to leave me a comment and let me know what your favorite social media platform is. Leave me a comment and let me know that, since we're talking about social media in this discussion. Now, going back to the topic, everybody wants to make power moves, but are you putting yourself in position to do it? When you look at Warren Buffett, he will wait to make big investments at the right time. He's going to position himself for years in order to make the big move. You look at Floyd Mayweather. He may have built up his income through boxing, but now he's taking that money and turning it into real wealth by investing in appreciating assets. If he buys real estate for 100 mil, if he buys real estate and makes 100 million, he put up 50 million to begin with. A lot of us want the big numbers, but it takes big numbers to get big numbers in return. I always tell you all this. When you study the people that make a lot of money through investing, these are typically people that already had a lot of money to work with. And when they invested it into certain assets, it just made them more money than they could ever imagine. This is why I always tell you guys, don't look to the stock market to create wealth. Look to the stock market to grow and preserve wealth. If you're looking for wealth creation, start a business, start a company. That's what Bill Gates did. Am I right? Did he just start with $5 putting into Acorn and that's how he became one of the richest people on earth? Or did he build a business selling computers? Warren Buffett. Did Warren Buffett make all of his billions of dollars just by investing as an average person? Or did he build an investing company? See, even an investor is wise enough to know that if you're really trying to get to the money, it's got to be an investing business. Look at Ray Dalio. You got to look at the clues, y'all. Success leaves clues. And whenever you see how these big guys do this, they'll start a business to make the money. And then they'll put it towards other assets like stocks or real estate or buying other businesses to grow the money that they already have. You got to be willing to do the exact same thing. Also, another thing that I want y'all to realize, like I said before, Elon, whatever money he got, is already locked up into other things. He couldn't just pull $44 billion in liquid cash out of the bank. We put too much value in cash. Some of you guys, you need to be making your money work for you rather than having all of your money under a mattress in fear. Elon Musk, he had to sacrifice. Notice, he's buying Twitter and making all these other moves, but you don't see him at every party. You don't see him at every sporting event. You don't see him doing the same things that the average person does. And that's the reason why he has the success that he has, is because he's willing to do the things that the average person is not willing to do. So if you want the success, you got to ask yourself, am I the right person? Am I the person that's willing to sacrifice to get on this level? Am I the person that's willing to be patient and set money aside for the big buys. These are all things that you got to process. And one of the most important things that we can do is learn how to get financing. Like I said, you got a lot of people that are out here like Elon Musk that are buying up major companies and they're not using their own money. Even if they have it, they're not digging into all of their own money to get the capital. We need education as a community on how to get access to real capital to get our things off the ground. Again, some people know how to do it, but it's largely feels like an old boys club. This is the reason why this podcast is so important, because this is content around the 1% and how they operate, but it's like Robin Hood, where you rob from the rich to give to the masses of the people. Okay, so these are all things that are really, really important, guys. Okay, and lastly, I got a bonus for y'all. This is going to be the last piece. Y'all ready? As a way of thanking y'all for staying on tonight's show, I'm going to let you know a secret about a game-changing way to make money in the future. If you guys want to make real money in the future, one of the things that you need to consider is opportunities to perfect the internet. Notice what Elon Musk is trying to organize is a way to get spam bots off of Twitter. He knows that if he can do a better job of perfecting that platform, the platform is going to make him more money. It's going to give him more power, more control, and more wealth. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because if Elon Musk can see this opportunity to create wealth, why can't you? There are so many things that goes on in the internet that is imperfect. And if you can find a way to perfect just different glitches or different just problem areas, you can make a lot of money. Let me give you guys a prime example. There are billions of characters that's sent throughout the internet every single day in text, billions of hours of videos. The internet is constantly flooded with new content by the day. Some people are going to win in the next 2 years by building businesses that organize that content. I don't know how many of y'all remember, we did a show last week where I was talking about Amazon Prime Video. And I was talking about how I like Amazon Prime Video's movie selection, but the problem is it is so unorganized. One of the things that's better about Netflix is they have things in better categories, and a lot of the content is easier to find. There are so many places in the web that is completely unorganized because it is hard for them to manage it given all of the data that's coming in. So even if your thing is not organizing content, start looking at different things in the internet that says, hey, you know what? How could this be better? You know, all of this content is coming out, but what's a way that would be easier for users to look at it? You know, I go on this platform and it has a glitch. How can I stop this glitch from happening? You got to be focused. But if you can figure out how to do this, money won't be a problem for you because it is so obvious that the internet is the present, the past, and the future. Thank y'all so much for tapping in on tonight's show. Lupe says you're dropping major gems tonight. Hey, all praises. I'm happy that you enjoyed it. Definitely giving all praises to the Most High. I hope that all of y'all are taking away some good nuggets for your personal success. And that's one of the things that I want you guys to realize, man. Like when y'all see me do these videos about these other celebrities, don't think I'm just on here just to talk about tea. I'm not just spilling tea on what this person is doing and that person's doing. I got my own life to live. But the reason why I do this in part is because we can look at these celebrities as case studies of people that we already know. And in looking at some of the moves that they make, I want you to start thinking about why they do that rather than just letting life happen. When you start looking at people in the media and they start to do seemingly weird things, instead of being so quick to criticize them, sit back and ask, why did they do that? Why do they do that? Why do they act this way? And what's the end result that's coming from it? And it's not even so much to replicate yourself after another person, but if you go through that experience, you're going to get new lessons. You're going to get secrets about how generational wealth works. And as you can see with Elon Musk, not only does he control these businesses, he is getting a lot more active out in the media. He's getting a lot more active in the public eye because he wants to have your attention so that way you can get more invested into his brand. He wants you to see him on Netflix. He wants you to see him on Twitter. He wants you to see him in the news. He wants you to see him on Earth. He wants you to see him on Mars. So that way your attention is drawn to do business with him. These are the things that y'all got to know. These are all the secrets of generational wealth because, as Lupe said, ownership is key. We better get ourselves together. Elon Musk ain't the only smart person on the planet, but he's willing to take his smarts and put it to work to create generational wealth. If we want to have ownership and legacy, we got to be willing to do the same. Listen, y'all, it's been real, man. Hopefully y'all got some good content out of this thing. Please make sure that you smash that like button. If this is your first time watching this channel, then please make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And listen, y'all, please don't keep this channel a secret. Make sure that you tell your family and friends about it. You know, I put a lot of time and a lot of energy into this. And as y'all can see, I'm not just on here randomly talking. I come on here to give you guys the best gems about how wealthy people move, all for the benefit of you and your household. And another thing that I definitely want to let y'all know, you need to make sure that you protect your finances through insurance. Tomorrow is not promised. We all have great dreams and ambitions, but who knows how long we will be here? If we did not live to see tomorrow, God forbid, how much wealth would you be able to pass down to future generations? One of the best ways to make sure that you're able to do that is by setting up life insurance for you and your family. Now, I am a licensed insurance agent. This is one of the ways that I want to help you guys create generational wealth. So if you guys need the protection, and everybody does, send me an email and I can sit down with you and your family on ways that you can build a legacy for future generations. Some of you guys got children. Do you have any insurance? If something happened to you tomorrow, what are you going to give your child? Your computer? One of your books? What are you going to be able to impart and pass down that will give them a better shot at life than what you had when you came into this world? That's the goal. When I set out to live my life as an adult, I always promised myself that my children would have a better shot at life than I had growing up. And for us to be able to do that, we've got to be able to create different avenues to share the wealth. So if you guys want to do that, the information is on the screen. Yanaya says, thank you, Uzziah. I just got a niche idea from you. Awesome. That's the whole point of the Generational Wealth Podcast. And guess what, sis Yanaya? When you make it big, don't forget about me. All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much for tapping in once again. Hey, some of you guys love my free content. Feel free to grab a copy of my free book. In the book, I'm breaking down how I was able to go from being broke and homeless, growing up in South Central Los Angeles, to then graduating from Baylor University, paying off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from college, and retiring from corporate America as being a manager in the IT field to now being a real estate investor, best-selling author, and entrepreneur. I'm really trying to give you guys as much content as possible. I don't want it to be a mystery on how to get out here and build wealth. Lupe says, I'll be scheduling a one-on-one with you soon. I'm looking forward to that, fam. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to making some great things happen. For those of you guys that do want to book a one-on-one session with me, like Lupe is, I'm going to put the information for you also, okay? All you got to do is tap the link in the comments below. Schedule your session. I already have my slots on the calendar, so just pick whatever day and time works best for you, and then we'll be good to go. Listen, y'all, I'm out of here. It's been amazing. You can still donate to this platform after the show is over, okay? We have no official sponsor for tonight, but you can still donate through Cash App or PayPal after the stream is done. All you got to do is click the links in the description below, and I greatly appreciate all of your support. I love y'all. I hope you guys got a lot out of tonight's podcast. Hopefully, I'll see you guys on the next show. Until next time.